Before you write your next blog post, you need to watch this video. Did you know there's a repeatable process to writing posts that can get you consistent traffic? I use this same process over and over to get thousands of #1 rankings on Google. And you know what that means. Mo traffic, mo money. But it's not just me that gets these results. Katrina doubled in traffic and keywords by writing, in her words, quality content using my process. Put your thinking cap on, because in this video I'm going to teach you step by step my repeatable blog post creation process. This process was created from combining 3 different research strategies. The first was single variable testing. The only way to truly know how Google works is to run controlled experiments. It works like this. You have a set of test pages that solely exist for SEO experiments. All these pages have the same things in common. They have the same word length, optimization factors, etc. Then for half of these pages, you introduce a new variable, such as writing NLP-friendly content in your blog posts. Don't worry, I'll explain what NLP is later. Then you watch the results. Did the NLP group gain more traffic and rankings than the control? In this case, yes. More featured snippets, better rankings, more traffic. Next, I dig through Google guidelines and patents for answers on how to write content. If you know what you're looking for, you can find some gems. For example, in Google's helpful content update release notes, they ask, are you writing to a particular word count because you've heard or read that Google has a preferred word count? No, we don't. This document put to rest the false idea that 3,000 words is the magical length all blog posts should be written. Lastly, I fall back on experience. I've been in search engine optimization since 2009. That's all the way back when Single Ladies came out.
Damn!
Anyways, the point is that I've worked on hundreds of websites at this point. I've tried it all, I've seen it all, and now I'm going to share it all. But before we get started, I'd like to invite you to join my free SEO training masterclass. It goes into everything I'm doing today from A to Z to get sites to the top of Google. Just sign up using the link in the pinned comment. Now on to the show. Your first step in the process of writing a perfect blog post is to choose the right topic to write about in the first place. What's the point in spending your time and energy writing a post if you're not going to get traffic from it? It's a waste of your time. The key is finding topics that are related to your niche, have nice search volume, and you actually have a chance to get an article to the top of Google. Let me show you a way to do this for free. Let's say that I wanted to create content on SEO courses to bring awareness to my own SEO course. Go to WordStream's free keyword research tool and type in SEO course. Then once you're here, download all the keywords. Once you get your report, sort by competition index. Lower is better. This looks like an interesting one. SEO crash course. Competition score is 18, 210 searches per month, not bad at all. Spoiler alert, I already ranked #1 for this keyword, so I'll be using this blog post, which I clearly did a good job on, as an example for the rest of this video. Next, you want to make sure that you got the search intent correct. What is search intent? If you were to Google buy Lego Millennium Falcon, which you should be doing anyways, you'd find an e-commerce page in the top position. The search intent is transactional, so Google is expecting the content to be transactional. For SEO Crash Course, if you open up the top articles, you'll see that they're laid out in a step-by-step numbered format. That's the format Google wants to see, so that's how you need to write your content. Next, you want to create an outline for your content. Remember in high school English when the teacher would make you create an outline before you started writing? It's the same thing. But where to start? The same place you looked before. The article's already at the top of Google. Use the free plugin Detail to see what outline structure the top articles already use to succeed. So clearly in my article, I need to talk about what is SEO, keyword research, knowing your competitors, etc. But if you just copy the top article, how can you expect to beat it? Very clever question. Here's how. Repeat this process for the #2 article for SEO Crash Course and the #3 article, so your outline becomes a superset of all the top articles. Then you can add an FAQ section which further enriches your content with commonly asked questions. Where do you get these FAQs? Once again, directly from Google itself. Google the main keyword and start clicking around this People Also Ask section. These questions are made for FAQs. Now it's time to start crafting your title. Every good blog post starts with a great title. Your title has 2 jobs. First, you want to keyword optimize your title so Google knows what searches to give you traffic for. To do this, make sure your keyword is in the title, preferably towards the front, and keep it together in a string. The second job of your title is to get people to read. You can add dates to your title so people know that your content is current and relevant. Everyone loves reading listicles, so adding numbers to your title gets people excited. And there's always good old-fashioned clickbait, which is what I've done in my SEO Crash Course article. Crash courses are supposed to be quick, so I assured the reader that it's only 5 minutes of what you need to know. Now that you got a title, it's time to actually start writing that blog post, starting with the introduction paragraph. Just like with the title, the job of the introduction is to hook the reader. If your intro isn't good, then no one is going to read the rest of your post, which is a very bad signal to Google and will also cause your girlfriend to dump you. My first piece of advice is not to fluff around. If someone searches for best crypto wallet, you shouldn't start off your article explaining what cryptocurrency is. They already know what it is. They search for best crypto wallet. Show them the goods. Next, people engage when their emotions engage. Use your introduction paragraph to entertain them, educate them, or even scare them into reading your article. In my SEO crash course, I appeal to readers' fear of loss. Neglecting SEO can spell doom for you. You'll be stuck on the bench while your competitors are raking in the traffic. Lord forbid. To learn how to craft perfect introduction paragraphs, I left you a link to a video in the description, so check it out after you finish here. By the way, I'd like to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's Otis. Otis is a premium age domain marketplace and my go-to solution for domains that mean business. Their domains can give you a head start for site building and 301 redirects that can give an incredible boost in existing sites' traffic. The Otis team carefully checks each domain for quality through a strict due diligence process to ensure that they meet their highest standards. Therefore, each Otis domain contains high authority backlinks, which are hard to acquire using conventional link building techniques. This saves you time, money, and effort you'd otherwise have to invest in your site if built on a fresh domain. Oh, and Otis recently launched their Sell Your Domain service, so if you have domains that are collecting dust, you have a good chance of selling them for a profit. Sign up for Otis using the link in the description and get $100 free store credit. Now back to the video. Now that you got a perfect intro, it's time to start writing the rest of the blog post. One of the main benefits of creating that outline is that you already have a framework for writing. Now it's time to fill in the blanks. Under each section heading, your goal is to simply answer the question of that heading. So for this SEO crash course outline, I need to answer what is SEO. Then I need to get into the on-site factors like content, metadata, etc. But here's where we're going to get into the advanced strategies that the SEO pros use. Write your content in Surfer's content editor. What this magical tool does is looks at the articles on page 1 to reverse engineer which words, entities, and phrases were used in those articles. Then it guides your writing to use them as well. After all, Google knows you shouldn't be on page 1 for a ribs recipe if you're not using words like temperature, sauce, and oh my god, these ribs look fucking amazing. In your content, make sure to link out to other authoritative websites as a resource for your readers. Especially if you're referencing data, you want to be able to say where you got that data from. Reboot ran a study where they added outbound authority links to an experimental group of test pages and compared them to a control group, a well-designed single variable test. As you can see, the pages in blue with the outbound links outperformed the orange control. And here's your callback. Write in a way that Google's natural language processing NLP algorithm loves your content. Here's how you do it. Echo back the question, then add the word is, and then give your answer. If there's any units associated with the answer, then use them here too. In my SEO crash course article, in the section on metadata, I write metadata is just a fancy term for the title and blah blah blah. When you provide answers like this, Google cannot mistake that you provided a clear answer to the question. Writing great blog content isn't just about making the search engines happy. Far from it. The main goal is to make your readers happy. The next section is a set of readability hacks that belong in every blog post you write. No one wants to read a huge wall of text. I threw up in my mouth just looking at this. Instead, write in short 1 to 2 sentence paragraphs that are easy on the eyes. These days, most people scan content instead of actually reading word for word. So you want to dress up your blog post with eye candy that's going to move them down the page. Break up text walls with images and graphics. Your headlines should be sized appropriately to anchor the eye as they scroll. Use custom graphics to illustrate your points. Use callouts to draw the eye to key content, and embed videos that will keep people on the page longer once they're played. Always remember to pre-size images before uploading them to your site. If you have a huge 10 megabyte high-res photo of a cat in your content, even if you only show the thumbnail version of it, it's gonna load the full 10 megabyte version, so size it before uploading. The last readability hack is to write your content for middle schoolers. Given that the average American reads at a 7th to 8th grade reading level, you don't want to alienate your readers with your fancy pants language.
Inconceivable!
Use a Flesch Kincaid reading tool to analyze your content. As you get closer to the end of your blog post, you need to start thinking about a conclusion. You know how I mentioned that people scroll content these days? Many folks, maybe even yourself, will scroll right to the bottom for the concluding summary. So you need to give them what they want to see, a summary. But also think about, what is your goal with this blog post? What would you like your readers to do next? In my conclusion, I invite readers to learn more about SEO in my course, The Affiliate Lab. Or if they want me to do their SEO for them, they can check out my agency, The Search Initiative. A common question that comes up is, how long does your content need to be? How many words? People used to think that the longer you write, the higher your rankings will be on Google. Give Google some credit here. Google knows it doesn't take 10,000 words to explain how to reset an iPhone. Google expects to see patterns on page 1. So if all the top articles on your topic are 1,500 words, then your articles should follow suit. Now I know you're itching to get this perfect blog post up on your site, but hold your horses for a bit. It's time to cross some I's and dot some T's. Run your content through a grammar and spell check tool like Grammarly. Although grammar isn't a ranking factor on Google, typos and other blunders sure aren't going to impress your readers. Then for good measure, get someone else, a human, to proofread your content. Ask the biggest grammar police, teacher's pet, uptight friend you know to go over your content just to get another set of eyes on it before the upload. Now it's time to upload your masterpiece to your blog. But now that it's on your website, is there anything left to do? You bet your buns. First, you want to put structured data or schema on your article. Schema what? Schema is code that you put on your post that makes it super easy for Google to figure out exactly what your content is about. Remember, we always want to make things easy for Google. That's how we roll. To get started with schema, use Merkle's Schema Markup Generator. Open it up, then just start filling the stuff out. The title of your article, the author, all of it. You'll see your schema code getting generated here on the right. When you're done, copy it all to your clipboard. Then you simply paste it into the HTML editor of your WordPress page. Next, make sure to interlink existing relevant blog posts to this one. For example, when a post on anime links to another post, Google thinks, I see, this receiving post must also be about anime. Next, you want to add a meta title and meta description. These define what your listing will look like in Google search results. For the title, just copy the same title that you wrote earlier. The description should be descriptive, of course, and include keywords so they get bolded in the search results. And lastly, subscribe for more videos just like this one.